Hăīre, φίλε, and welcome. Today we are in John chapter 4, taking a look at verse 13, finishing off this page. Here's a rubric, everything that we're looking for as we go through this text. Let's go ahead and get started. Apekrithe Jesus kaiapein aute. Pas ho pinon actu hudatos tuto. Dipsese palin. Pretty short one today, so that's nice. Apekrithe, we parsed not that long ago, so no need to do it again. Jesus as well. Yeah, with this exact same phrase, a very, if I may, Homeric of John. I should explain that. One of the things that Homer and other poets way back when would do is they would have formula phrases, block phrases that they would say when they need to use up time while they think about how to formulate the next line, or they try to remember for themselves what is the next line in the poetry that they're quoting. So we see a ton of those in the Iliad and the Odyssey. It's whenever they're describing something like ox-eyed Hera. I can't remember the one for Athena, but whenever it's a description like that, when it's a repetition, we see it repeated multiple times. That's a possible indication that the original poet was just using that to buy himself time, and it does add more to the story. But anyway, this is kind of like that. So Jesus answered, ugly are, and said, again, to her, this is spelled with an R, quote, pas ho pinon. Yeah, here is a verb force. So this is from pino, our verb of drinking that we have stumbled over a few times. With that omega nu, this is a familiar nominative singular with the ho masculine, present, active participle. And then pas from pas pasapan. Pas here is the nominative singular masculine form of that, so that's nice. They match. And since this is singular, we could do everyone drinking. Yeah. Everyone drinking. Or everyone who drinks. So we can remember that you can change a participle into a relative clause in English. Ek plus the genitive. Two hudatos, omicron sigma there, our third declension word that we've seen before. This one is, of course, neuter. Everyone drinking, or everyone who drinks from, to this, so that's continuing on with that, from this water here. Dipsei. Epsilon iota tells us that this is a third person, and it is singular. This, what would this come from? It says C could come from sigma and pi together. Dipso, delta iota pi sigma. It could just be the letter in the present form, but that's not normal. Normally, C as part of the stem of a verb is going to be a contraction of two consonants. So I would presume that this is dipseo or dipsao. Either one of those could be correct. So this is a contract verb, we know, because of the eta in addition to the sigma. If it were not a contract, then it would just be dipse with the eta and sigma gone, and just the final consonants of the present stem would change. So third singular, I'm going to say with no augmenting vowel, and we don't have any indication of a special type of clause. There's no if or on. This is going to be future tense, and it is active, and it is indicative. Everyone drinking from this water will, and I think this means thirst, be thirsty. And then pollen is pretty normal, and it just means again. That could mean back or backwards as well, but why would someone thirst backwards or thirst back? Doesn't make any sense. Well, that was very short. Just nice and sweet for me, and probably also for you, unless you were actually using this to try to fall asleep, in which case, I'm sorry, you'll have to watch something else. I would suggest some of my own videos, but that would be narcissistic. So, verse 13. Jesus answered and said to her, "Everyone who drinks from this water will thirst again." Actually, I don't know if that's an end quote. Should hold off on that. But now let's take a look at it from verse 7, which is not actually the beginning of our paragraph. It's just easier. A woman comes from Samaria to draw water. Then Jesus says to her, "Give to me to drink," for the disciples of him had gone into the city in order to buy victuals. She says therefore to him, the woman, the Samaritan one, "How do you, being a Jew, ask from me to drink, although I am a Samaritan woman? For Jews do no have what? How have I not noticed the insanity that is? For Jews do not have dealings. Do not have dealings with Samaritans." Jesus answered and said to her, "If you had known the gift of the God, and who it is the one saying to you, 'Give to me to drink,' you would ask him, and he would give to you water, the living water." The woman says to him, "Lord, you do not indeed have bucket, and the well is deep. From where, therefore, do you have the water, the living water? Surely you are not greater than our father Jacob, who gave to us the well, and drank from it, and his sons, and his domesticated animals." Jesus doesn't answer. He doesn't answer that question, but Jesus answered and said to her, "Everyone drinking from this water will thirst again." So what I mean by that is she asks him a rhetorical question, but he doesn't answer that question. He answers a different question, the question that she didn't say out loud, that she may not have even realized that she was wondering. So there we have it. Yeah. If I had a train of thought, it has left the station. Well, thank you very much for joining me. I hope taking a look at this has been helpful for you, and I hope that you have a very good day. Farewell.
What? You're still awake? Why are you still here then? You should be reading a book. Or if not reading, you should watch one of these other videos. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment. See you next week.